Caloroga Shark Media.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. I've been having fun writing on the Ballot podcast where we make fun of politics, and Stormy Daniels was back on the stand. The late night guys had some good jokes. Stephen Colbert said that was not her first rodeo, and they would have known that if they'd seen her movie, My Third Rodeo. Jimmy Kimmel said Trump's lawyers spent the day trying to paint Daniels as a sleazy, money-grubbing liar, which, if is true, you can see why they hit it off. I love that joke. Fallon tagged that with Trump's attorneys finished their cross-examination of Stormy Daniels, and they accused her of lying and hawking merchandise for personal gain, and Trump was like, this also feels like a shot at me. Andrew Schulz says he thinks that Tom Brady was actually mad about Jeff Ross making a Robert Kraft joke. Schulz explained it on his podcast. I have made some edits here for language, but you'll get the gist.
When Tom checked Jeff Ross,
Bro,
I think that was 100% real.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
100%.
Like, so Jeff,
I think it got cut from the broadcast.
I'll tell y'all something. Because the reason why I think it's real is because they told us no jokes about happy endings with Bob Kraft. Because I had a Bob Kraft tag.
Oh.
I had that joke about Randy Moss. I was like, Randy Moss, you made sure on Super Bowl Sunday is the only people celebrating a happy ending with a priest.
Oh, yeah.
And then the tag was, and of course, Bob Kraft.
Yeah.
And they were like, Tom asked us not to do anything with the massage. I was like, all right, cool. Like, the guy's coming here for this thing. Like, whatever. He's not getting roasted. And then Jeff did it. And then Tom walks up and he goes, don't do that again.
Yeah.
But think about it. Like, this is the first comic that goes on, a live roast, and it's your night.
Yeah.
He was ready to shut the whole thing down.
Very interesting. I don't see any reason Schultz would make that up. And I, like I said, when it happened, I think everybody's doing a little spin there. That would have been epic if Brady would have hooked that. That would have been monster news. You think Deflategate was big news? Imagine you have all those comedians there, you're live on Netflix, and Tom Brady throws a tantrum and storms off his own roast. What do? They might have just roasted a chair, which could have been epic now that I'm thinking about that. Imagine that one. Jerry Seinfeld, still in the news every single day. I need a Seinfeld break, but he keeps making these stories. Apparently when he was on with Dana Carvey and David Spade, he said he tried to get Chris Rock to be in Unfrosted. Jerry said, the other thing I wanted to do that I almost did was Chris Rock was going to be the MC of the Bowl and Spoon Awards, and we shot that right after the Will Smith slap. I was going to have somebody come on stage and have Chris punch him out as they got there. According to Seinfeld, Chris Rock wasn't up to perform. He was a little shook from that event. That's what the scene was going to be, but Cedric saved the day. I love Cedric. Seinfeld then asked Spade and Carvey if they thought the bit would be funny. Carvey said, there's still kind of a residual darkness around that moment. Seinfeld said, isn't that we're attracted to more than anything? Residual darkness? I don't know if it would have worked. It was an idea. During the Yankees broadcast, Paul O'Neill started talking to his fellow broadcasters about how much he makes in royalties from the Seinfeld episode he appeared on in 1995. David Cohn asked Paul O'Neill if he still receives residual checks from the sitcom. Paul said, yeah, you know what they are? They're like $57. Houston 4, Yankees 3. Jon Stewart back with a podcast, this one called The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart, a partnership with Comedy Central. Hopefully it's way more interesting than the one he did with Apple, because that was just it was kind of boring. Jon said, after much reflection, meditation, and prayer, I've decided to extend my work week to 2 days. Speaking of podcasts, I grabbed the Last Laugh podcast to listen to Nikki Glaser. It's not good. She's fine, just no chemistry with the host. That they get good guests, but I don't know about that one either. I've been quite uncensored in my opinions lately. Hopefully you're enjoying it and you're not like, what happened to him? He became a jerk. I'm usually such a nice guy that anytime I'm not like 100% nice, people are like, what's up with you? You okay? I'm fine. I'm just telling you I didn't enjoy a podcast. And I think John Mulaney's show's misproduced. And Howard Stern became everything he hated. And Jerry Seinfeld's dating history is interesting. That's all. I'm fine. Ooh, I should read my own rundown. You're going to be like, what is wrong with him? Okay, this from Fox News. During a recent stand-up show, a comedian roasted an audience member who reported working for the Biden administration. I can believe Fox News went with this. It's so lame. The comedian Josh Ocean Thomas finds out that the audience member works for the Biden administration and says, what a crap show of a job you have. And then listen to this hack joke. Hacks think this is hack. Ocean says, you work for the Biden administration? Is it your job to wake them up, or what's your job? Oh my, come on, dude. I'm sure he told it much better. The crowd liked it. He's acted with, you have the freedom to lie. You could have said you were a hooker and I would have been prouder of you. All right, that's not bad. Matt Rife. Yeah, he's back. During his sold-out Hollywood Bowl show on Wednesday, much of his stand-up set revolved around what kind of jokes are okay and not okay. After making a few jokes about transgender people, can you all stop? Comedians, just do something else. Rife said, "What am I going to do? Get canceled? Cool. I'll do another Bowl show. Awesome. You know, that's not a real punishment. Nothing happens. Prison's a punishment." Rife then went into prison jokes and addressed his controversial domestic violence joke head on. He did some crowd work that involved talking to an audience member who apparently served time for assault. Rife said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" Asking the man's date. "Guys, I'm kidding. Domestic violence is not funny ever, on any comedy special ever." Towards the top of the set, he made a joke about that whole thing with the helmets. Rife said, "I got so much trouble for making a joke about special needs helmets. Then I come to LA and perform in the biggest helmet," referring to the Hollywood Bowl's round structure. During the show, at one point, he smoked a joint with a 68-year-old woman. Matt Rife is 28. Jimmy Carr got into it. This story's probably about a week old now. As you've been listening, there's just been so much going on. ITV viewers were furious, and they took to Twitter, slamming comedian Jimmy Carr for his disruptive behavior on the set of the daytime show This Morning. Not that it happened this morning. That's the name of the show. The show is called This Morning. Jimmy Carr was due for a chat with Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary, but carefully watched Irish chef and author Claudia McKenna in the show's kitchen before he had to answer the presenter's questions. While Claudia expertly tended to a chicken carcass, she recommended viewers set in a saucepan. Jimmy joked, "What? Have you not got a bin?" The chef kept her composure. Jimmy kept going, "Pop it in the bin. It's gone. The chicken is gone." Boy, this is like Taylor Swift joke level mean. Jimmy then proceeded to mock the chef as she boasted the flavor of a chicken broth. Jimmy said, "Listen to this. This is worse than Joe Coy ever did. Wait until she finds out about stock cubes." Whew, Jimmy Carr, back in town. Vicious. Claudia went on Instagram, posted a selfie with the host, but not Jimmy Carr, and captioned it, "One chicken, 3 recipes, 1 Jimmy Carr. I'm officially ready for the weekend." Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day. It is the final day of the Netflix Is a Joke Comedy Festival. Gotta say, they had a killer festival. They're doing that roast battle thing outside. Tonight's guest judges, Jeff Ross and Sarah Silverman. 7 o'clock, Kill Tony again. Ali Wong again at 7. Dimitri Martin at 7. A screening of Terminator 2. Not sure how that fits in with this, but okay. Moshe Kasher at 7. Colin Quinn at 8. Fern Brady at 9:45. I almost watched the Fern Brady on Netflix on Thursday night. I was just sleepy. I went to bed at 9 on Thursday. That's why I'm not watching John Mulaney at 10. I went to bed at 9. But I was up at 5:30, so there. That's still 8.5 hours sleep, John. That's not a good humble brag. You're right. 8 p.m. at the Comedy Store, Secret Headliner. And a bunch of just addeds. Why? 9 o'clock just added Bill Bellamy. 9:30 just added All-Star Comedy. 7 o'clock just added Todd Glass. Just added Ian Edwards. Just added 9:45 Ariel Elias. Why are we suddenly adding a bunch of shows on Sunday night? 9:45 just added Brian Posehn. All right, if you and I were there, well, we've seen Kill Tony already, right? Theoretically. So early show, let's do Dimitri. Late show, let's do Brian Posehn. That's kind of alty. And now I get to delete the bookmark, which makes me really happy because the more bookmarks you have pinned, the slower your browser gets. So close tab. Great job, Netflix. And great job, Robbie Pra. Mondays at the Sydney Comedy Festival are light. The only thing is the Sydney Comedy Festival showcase at the Bondi Pavilion. I'd rather go just sit on Bondi Beach. I did that one day when I was down there. Oh, amazing. Water's cold, though. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here because I have the house to myself, but everyone's going to come home soon, and I want to bang out Monday's episode while it's quiet. So that's it. See you tomorrow.